I think it's huge. I mean, this is an elite defense,
Right.
but it just lost one of its key players. And yes, we talk about last man up, but this was a very, very special player. Matter of fact, just saw a tweet right here. Tyrann Mathieu ends his season as the highest rated cornerback in the NFL.
Wow.
It wasn't even close. He was graded at plus 28. Josh Norman was second at 14.
Wow.
I mean, this is one of the best corners in the NFL. Him going down for the rest of the season. You know what, guys? We have to ask ourselves, this season is rough, yes. We got to talk about next season. I mean, this is most likely, I'm assuming this is the same ACL.
Yeah.
He had a miraculous recovery. His first ACL was 8 months or something. How can we imagine he's going to come back that fast again if it's the same injury?
It's I mean, from his player makeup, mental makeup, I think he's going to be into it. You know, he holds no grudges. He's ready to go. But then we got to start talking about the business. He'll be an unrestricted free agent. You know, you got to worry about how much money do you invest in this situation. It's rough because this was a guy that was on his chance to literally break the bank, because it's like his fan base is there. He's playing out of his mind, and he's so good with the community. The folks love him.
Yeah.
And he's that guy he's like I said, he's like the little puppy.
Yeah.
That's always cute and friendly and all that stuff with the hair, but it's like that puppy can contend with any big dog.
Yep.
And that's what he brings. And to me, just his mental makeup, the way he goes out there and play, he reminds me of a young, even though they don't play the same position, how Dockett was in his third or fourth year, how he just transcended and he became this force, like he became the face of it. And you know, we think of Calais Campbell, we think of Patrick Peterson, but the Honey Badger's name is all over it. Like that's who you look for. You're like, okay, I got to watch out for that guy. And it's like the same thing with the Cardinals. Like you knew about Adrian Wilson back in the day. You knew about Geno Hayes. You knew about Carlos Dance. You knew about those guys. But it was like, okay, where's 90 at?
Yep.
Where's 90 at? And that's the same impact that the Honey Badger got. The fact that he's out, it hurts.
You mentioned him being such a likable player.
Oh yeah.
We got some of his teammates tweeting out. Tony Jefferson said, "I ain't cried since my Nana died. Love you, bro. Stay up." And then you got Michael Floyd saying, "Prayers to my guy, Matthew. Hate to hear the news. We got you, 5."
It's rough, man. I mean, because when
such
you lose,
a versatile player,
and but also like just having him, just people understand like when I can depend on a guy and I don't have to ask nothing for him, that you can't just produce that. You know, those guys are meaningful to your team and to your situation, because it's like, even if I do my job, I know this guy's going to do something to help me. I know he's going to make a play. And when you lose that, it's gone. You know, it's like the ultimate spark.
It turns out it is actually a different knee. He tore his ACL and LCL in his left knee in 2013. Matthew tore his ACL in his right knee this year. And guys, I think that's relatively a silver lining, because maybe it'll be a quicker recovery since it's a fresh injury to the other knee.
Well, I mean, the staff is going to do everything they can to get him ready. You know, his head's on straight. There's no off the field situation, so he's going to be all about ball. This training staff is one of the best training staffs in the NFL, so they're going to do everything to get him, man, because you need that guy. And I just hope that he's around when they make this run, that he's able to travel. He's there, because just his leadership is important.
This is a tough one. I mean, especially where they're at right now and that playoff run that's coming up. Right. To lose a guy that's got a nose for the football, has been as versatile as he's been. And you mentioned his stats as a corner. He's been playing more safety and more, monster and rover. I mean, he does just about anything they need.
I mean, he's like a creative player, man.
Yes.
But he actually can play. And you look at his size, and you're like, how can you do this? How can you do that? But it's like, once he's out there, he's all about football.
Yep.
All about football. And when you lose a key piece like that, it definitely stings, because it's like, not only guys from the defense feels that, but special teams, your offense is like, okay, that guy is gone. Like, that's one of them guys you say, I'm glad he's on my team. And when he's gone, man, it definitely messes with the mental makeup of the team, not just the defense, but the team.
And you know what else about him? He's a fan favorite. I mean, the fans love him.
Yeah.
And there's plenty of love for all these guys, but it seems like Tyrann Mathieu strikes a chord with most guys. He reminds me of a John Daly on the golf course, the guy that just couldn't quite get it all together off the field, and people love him. And here's Tyrann Mathieu, who just stumbled and stumbled and stumbled in his younger years, and people love that because he's human.
I'm telling you, man, I became a fan when I was watching tape of him in practice against Larry. I mean, the size differential is crazy.
Yeah.
But you see 6'3", against probably 5'9", 5'10", and they're going at it.
Oh, yeah.
And the fact that this guy's not backing down, and this is a guy that was coming back from ACL injury, and you're like, hold up, bro, like, you're out there giving your all like this? And that's what I'm saying. Just his competitiveness. Like he didn't care who Larry was. He was going to make a play. He didn't care about his ACL. He's trying to make a play. He didn't care that it was practice. He's trying to make a play. So just imagine him in a game. You know, I think it was a Sunday night game. Remember when they played Cincinnati? It's him and his former teammate LSU. He's going after the running back. Like they're going at it. And I'm like, these guys played against each other. Like, you know, together. Like oh yeah, that's how he is. And even with him and Patrick, they compete all the time. If he makes a play, Patrick's trying to one up him, and same thing. And you know, when you lose guys like that, it definitely messes with your mental makeup.
You know, as coach a long time ago said, if they don't bite as a puppy, they're probably not going to bite as an adult dog.
Exactly.
Yeah. And that's a Tyrann Mathieu. It's that the word you use, compete. And he competes every play, every down, every time he steps on the field, he's competing. And you can't coach that.
To me, that's what makes great players great in any sport.
Oh yeah. Because I mean, because you think about it, if he had some of the other players' size, like who's telling what he could do, what he will do? But the fact that you look at this miniature person and you're like, where does all this ability come from? Because he'll jump like you wouldn't believe. He'll just dart out in front of a play, and it's like, okay, you're hitting like a linebacker, but you barely weigh 200 pounds. Where is this coming from? And then you watch him run. You know, you don't think he's that fast, but he can accelerate just like that. And I know, like, you know, it's hurting him, you know, knowing that he's not going to be out there with his brothers, you know. So I can only imagine how the defensive coaches feel. You know, definitely how Coach Arians feels, because he's the guy that, like you said, he's like, I don't root for many players on my team, but this is one of them. And you know, when you hear a statement like that, a step of approval like that, you know what that guy means.
A lot of people chiming in on Twitter right now, asking the same question you asked. Why the heck was he in the game?
Well, I think and as I watched the end of the game last night, I was asking that question on offense as well. Why is Carson Palmer in the game? And then obviously he sprained that finger. Just pull him out. The game is in hand. Why are these guys on the field at that point? And those are tough coaching questions, as Ben related on the phone. Those are tough decisions, but the game's in hand. You're on the road. You've already clinched the NFC West. At that point, you know the game's won. Why are they on the field?
Yeah, I guess there was actually 7 active defensive backs last night. 5 of them were in on that play.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? And that's why it's tough on the coaches. Even going forward, looking forward to the games ahead, if you get into a rhythm and you go out, you can't just set players. You can't just tell players not to play. You know, I remember we went through that with Kurt Warner. You know, we knew we were going to play Green Bay twice, and we're like, okay, we all of a sudden hear Kurt's not playing. The mental of us just flipped, because it's like, okay, we went from having this guy for 30 plays to where he's not playing at all. And you know, you get a script every night that has the first 15 plays on how we're going to run them, no matter what situation. Out of the first 7, that's what we're running, no matter what it is. And it messed with us. And we went out there, and you know, we didn't get beat down, but we gave Green Bay a lot of confidence to come in and to do what they need to do. And that's something that the coaching staff has to think about, because you're thinking about injuries. Like, you're like, well, if he got hurt, who's to say it can't be another DB or a linebacker or even our quarterback or a receiver coming out of a break? It puts worry on your decisions. The good thing is you play at home, familiar field. You know your setting. You haven't got too much changes. I think personally, you got to have, if you're up, you got to put together a plan to say you're going to play so many snaps. You're going to play, and if whether we win or lose, you're not playing in the fourth quarter. So that way I can get young backups, guys in practice reps, and have them ready to know at some point in these last 2 games you're going to play. I don't care what happens, you're going to play.
And that's a great point. I mean, what it is, you know, at this point the game was in hand. So in essence, the division was in hand. They have a home playoff game. At this point, they have to think about their best chances to win in the postseason. And risking what happened, given we haven't mentioned this, it's a non-contact injury. I mean,
and that's what Coach Arians has said all along. Those are the worst injuries. The non-contact ones seem to be the worst injuries. But hey, it is Christmas week, right?
Yes.
We got guys that are going to practice throughout the week. You've been there. You've gone through that. You even practice on Christmas Day.
Yeah.
And you guys are able to catch up with some guys.
We are 4 days away from Christmas, and our own Shane Dale went out and chatted with the Cardinals and asked 4 big Christmas questions as far as their traditions of their family. Take a look.
I will have to say after. just because if I do it before, then most likely I have to do it alone. So if I do it after Thanksgiving, some of my family will still be in town to help me.
I say after Thanksgiving because, Thanksgiving is a whole different holiday.
My wife is a big fan of soon as November hits, she wants to put up some decorations. So I kind of talked her out of it and told her it's bad luck if you put your Christmas decorations up before Thanksgiving.
I go after Thanksgiving because I like to give Thanksgiving its time, its focus.
Why would you have Christmas lights up before Thanksgiving? He's killing the Thanksgiving theme.
Definitely after Thanksgiving. You can't rush Christmas. Christmas is special in its time, but you can't put up Christmas decorations until after Thanksgiving. It's just the rules.
Me growing up personally, I open up one on Christmas Eve, and then I open up the rest on Christmas Day. So, and I've kind of followed that tradition with my kids as well.
I think a little of both. You open one on Christmas Eve, then you open the rest on Christmas Day.
I'm big on opening one gift on Christmas Eve, and then as soon as we wake up on Christmas Day, just letting it rip.
One gift Christmas Eve, and then the rest of the gifts Christmas Day.
Me and my wife started a tradition in the Peterson household. We open one gift up on Christmas Eve.
I'm a Christmas Day kind of guy, We're never able to open gifts on Christmas Eve, none at all. So for me, I've always been, save everything for Christmas and make Christmas the best it could be.
I gotta go with The Grinch. The movie version came out when I was about 13 years old, so that's about 2003, I believe. And I had the opportunity to go see that on Christmas. I think that was the first movie my parents let me go out on my own with my friends.
Probably Home Alone, any of those ones. Home Alone. Home Alone 2, probably.
I want to say The Christmas Story, but I'm going to have to go the first Home Alone.
Home Alone.
First or second, or both?
I would have to go with number 2.
Ron said he's actually a big fan of Home Alone 2.
I can see why that's more of his personality, the Home Alone 2. I'm more of the Home Alone 1 guy, the one that kind of just get left and everybody forgot about.
I'm going to say Charlie Brown Christmas.
Your teammates said Home Alone. What do you think of those movies?
The Home Alone movies? Those are classics. I mean, you can't beat those. I don't know. Something about Charlie Brown Christmas. Me and my dad love Charlie Brown.
I go Home Alone. You can't go wrong like A Christmas Carol, but for some, I'm going to say with This Christmas, because it's more of an adult movie, but I like This Christmas. I don't know if you've ever seen that, but it's a solid movie.
I think it's just opening the presents, same way everyone got, and playing with everyone's toys and just enjoying the day.
We'll do a big dinner for Christmas Eve, and everybody gets to open one gift together. And then on Christmas Day, we do this big breakfast and then go to my aunt's for dinner. So that's probably a tradition we've been doing since I was maybe 5 or 6, so it's a lot of fun.
When I was growing up, we used to see the holiday lights back in Greenville, South Carolina. There's a place called Roper Mountain, and we used to go there to see the holiday lights, and that was my favorite Christmas tradition growing up.
Is your Yorkie getting anything for Christmas?
Well, he has a stocking hanging up on the fireplace, so I'm sure I'll figure out something to get him.
My baby daughter's, this is going to be her first Christmas, so that should be special to me and my wife. But we don't have any special plans. Hopefully we can get a W on that following Sunday.
The food. The food is definitely the best thing about Christmas, period, And my mom, she does an amazing job, ever since I was a kid, preparing a great meal for all of our kids. There was 8 of us, so it's a lot of food. And usually we have people coming over and stuff. So my mom, she deserves definitely a big round of applause for all the work she's done over the years. And I can't wait for Christmas this year just to eat all that good food and try not to gain too much weight so I can play the game on Sunday.
So there you go. We got the favorite Christmas movies, Christmas traditions. Brandon, gifts on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day?
We always do one on Christmas Eve. You
Yeah.
know, usually, when you're a kid, you try to do the biggest one.
Yeah.
But we do the smallest one in my house.
That's nice. That's a good tradition. Yeah.
Favorite Christmas movie? That's a toughie, isn't it?
It's tough, man. I'm sentimental, man. I'm the Grinch cartoon, man. Like, I have to watch it.
Yeah, it's like Patrick Peterson.
A lot of Tyrann Mathieu in that. That's got to be tough right now.
That's tough to see.
Hearing from him after the injury, that's a tough
Yes.
one. No, it's fun. It's a fun week for all of us as we get ready for the holidays, and obviously the Cardinals will be practicing. They have a practice at 3 o'clock on Christmas Day, so coach gives them the morning, but then you got to come in the afternoon.
Right,
That's
right.
got to be tough too, leaving family on Christmas Day.
Yeah, but a lot of times, the girlfriends, the wives understand. The kids don't, especially if you got, your kids in town, or you definitely have cousins and stuff like that younger. They're like, where are you going? Why? It's Christmas. Why? Because you're watching movies and everybody's supposed to be home on Christmas.
Yep.
But I mean, the fact that you get to spend Christmas with your two families that are important. Your football family and your traditional family. So you can't really make a fuss. But there are some guys that where they have to be at work anyway, then they come home Christmas night. They're like celebrating Christmas. So the fact that we don't have to come in until noon or 1, it's still important to be with your loved ones and enjoy that moment because you want to see their open gifts.
Did you have players invite you over? Did you invite players over? Do anything like that?
I mean, I'm kind of like weird about that. Like I always just wanted to be at my house on Christmas, and if somebody wanted to invite me over, that was cool. I never turned it down, but I was always a guy that just I wanted to be home on Christmas Day. But definitely at night we'll get together and watch movies, and we're out with the families and everybody talking about what did your wife get you, or what did you get your wife, stuff like that. So it was always like little stuff like that. But definitely at night we'll hang out, but day on them.
Time for some predictions. We got the Packers in town Sunday. Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers. And now we know no Tyrann Mathieu.
Right.
What do you think?
I think 21-14 Cards.
Wow.
That's
21-14 Cards.
close
That's
to
pretty
mine.
straight up, huh?
Yeah.
All right, I'm
do you think,
going
Jason?
24-20 Cards.
Yeah.
I think I was going to go a lower score, but with Matthew out, lower score for the Packers, that is, but they'll probably get a couple.
No, I'm in that ball game too. I'm thinking more like 28-26.
Okay.
28.
I think it's going to be really close. I think it's going to be a hard-fought battle because the Packers are fighting too.
Yes.
And they know how important this is to them. So, hey,
sir.
thanks for joining us today on the Countdown. Brandon Keith, thank you very much for being here with us.
Sir,
And
thanks for
obviously,
having
Ben Patrick was awesome to get Ben on here too. And here we go, Cardinals, right? 12-2. Unfortunately, the downer is Tyrann Mathieu out for the season with that torn ACL. Thanks so much. Go Cardinals. Let's get a win against the Packers on Sunday.
Thanks for watching this week's Cardinals Countdown, brought to you by Sanderson Ford. Check out the powerful Ford F-150 at sandersonford.com.